Now I'd like to show you a video, a 10 minutes video.
福島第一原発からおよそ60キロの距離にある福島市渡地区。事故以降、市内のホットスポットとして高い放射線量を計測してきました。今年2月から地域にある住宅6600戸の除染が始まっていますが、3ヶ月間で終了したのはわずか30戸です。
9.9 ね。やっぱり除染しない。9マイクロシーバーパーアワー。すげえだってこと？そう。下水はみんな高いんです。あとあそこも高いんです。下水は。孫4人いるけど、全然出てはいないんですよ。これからちょっと自転車積んで放射能低いところに。だから土日毎週。だから大変ですよね。燃料代から何から。
They go to another place for the weekend to have refreshment.
これは市からもらったもんです。
だから子供さんとこだからなんかは心配だよね。うちの孫なんて目にクマ出て。
これはまた考えはまた別になってくると思うんですよ。我々。
This is the grandmother. He's gone to the prefecture to protest against the policy. This was the information meeting in the Fukushima city about the settlement of the evacuation point. But it has denied. This is the man of the government. She's explaining about yes, the radiation loss in Fukushima is lower than other places. Maybe you have seen about the radiation exposure, but under 100 millisievert is no problem for the health. In Minamisoma there is a special evacuation standard for children and pregnant women. 2 microsievert per hour. This is the man from the Fukushima city. The evacuation point is settled by the government, not by the city. So we are not responsible for that. The information meeting was for 5 hours. This is the Minamisoma city, which has the standard for children. Once more in Watari district in Fukushima, more than 2 microsievert was detected by the government research. It will be settled as evacuation point in Minamisoma standard. He has a small children, 1-year daughter. Around the window, the radiation was higher than here, so the baby sleeps here in front of the house. She hasn't been in their backyard yet. While the decontamination, I hope to be evacuated. This is the meeting with the government. We do the decontamination. My 1-year daughter is exposed on this time. The life of the children is really precious, so please think about that. Please do the survey once more. Our choice is only to remain here. It was more than 30 microsievert per year. So we cannot expect the government anymore. We have to start ourselves. So we have started this Poka Poka project with several citizens groups. He lives in the Watari district with his children. He cannot go because of his work. Until the decontamination is completed, we would like to evacuate the children. So this is the hotel at the Tsuchiyu hot spring. More than 2,000 people have participated to this project. This project is carried out with the donation. Thank you very much. 2 weeks later, from 15th to 17th December, IAEA is hold a meeting in Fukushima in Koriyama to discuss about decontamination or the nuclear energy in the future. So we are now planning a big conference, counter conference to this, big conference in Tokyo and counter actions in Koriyama. And I'm going to be there with the people in Fukushima. After the disaster, there are many sad and problematic things, and they are still going on. But sometimes we have something happy to work with the people in Fukushima and Tokyo and around together. So I'm also happy to meet with you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. That was really something. We're very impressed with your work. And I would like to know, this movie is totally in Japanese, and did you make this movie to show it in other parts of Japan to receive support for this?
Yes. I made this September, and you can show this on our website, FOE Japan. But it's a pity we now have no English subtitle.
Can you talk a little about the incineration of the rubble that's going on throughout the country? Incineration and burning of the Fukushima, well, it's the tsunami rubble is contaminated, and I understand that it's going to incinerators all around Japan, regular garbage incinerators, and then the ash is being dumped in the bay. And then I heard that the idea was they would spread the whatever it is around, and then they would share the suffering, I guess, instead of keep it in one place.
Experts recommend us not to spread and not to burn the incineration, but the government do that. The threshold for that is 8,000 becquerel per kilogram. It is very high. But the burning of is already begun in some prefectures. Of course, the residents are strongly against that, but they cannot stop it. They could not stop it.
We would like to help with the people that are doing that.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi. Thanks again for coming. And I was just wondering what the situation is in Tokyo with radiation, and if there's anything in the water.
The radiation level is now direct after the disaster, 0.8 to 0.1 microsievert per hour. But in Tokyo or neighboring areas, there are also some hot spots.
Do you know how high the radiation is in the hotspots?
In hotspots, 0.2 or 3 microsieverts. But in Fukushima, still now 0.8 to 1 microsievert.
Can you talk about the demonstrations in Tokyo? Are they continuing and are they increasing? And is the government doing anything to stop them?
A big demonstration was in September last year. There was more than 60,000 people on the street. But from this April, the protest against a nuclear restart has begun in front of the Prime Minister's house. And the number of the people are bigger and bigger. And in July, the number was estimated to 200,000 around the Prime Minister's house. It was really big, I should say. And there was also a big demonstration in July. There were 170,000 people on the street. So the demonstration in Japan, especially in Tokyo, is growing. And the demonstration is still now continuing.
I read where Dr. Emoto came into the Fukushima prefecture and was talking about planting hemp to try to decontaminate some of the land. And also I know that Paul Stamets, the mushroom guy, has been over to Fukushima and talking about decontamination with mushrooms, fungi. So can you talk about any of those kind of projects that might be going on? Thank you. Decontamination projects, yes. Utilizing biology, bioremediation, algae, hemp, and mushrooms?
Mm-hmm. Mushrooms are still now contaminated, and sometimes it exceeds the level, the standard of 100 becquerel per kilogram. But I don't know about that. There are many voluntary decontamination projects, but they are not officially regarded, officially implemented.
Hi, thank you for coming. You mentioned what was the name of the law that was passed that you mentioned concerning children's compensation? The name of the law that was passed.
Law?
Oh, okay. Right. When does it come into effect?
June this year.
Okay. Now you mentioned what you call the compensation scheme on the part of the government. Is there a formal insurance system in place? And really, what I'm asking is, was the compensation scheme and the evacuation plan, did they come into fruition before the accident or afterwards? Oh, well, do I need to explain? In this country, we have what's called the Price-Anderson Act, which gives radiation victims very small compensation in the event of a nuclear power accident. But the point was that the law was passed before any nuclear reactors were built in this country. In this case, it sounds like and likewise, there's been a lot of evacuation planning in the event of an accident. In this case, it sounds like the compensation scheme and the evacuation planning happened only after the accident as opposed to before the accident. Do you understand the question?
So the evacuation and compensation scheme was not settled before the accident. The accident will not happen, said the government, before the accident.
Yeah, right. That's what